Yeah. Yeah. And just so everybody knows, if you're new to the Mixin It Ups, we do these every month. I guess we should maybe introduce
You
ourselves.
probably should.
We do these every month, the first Thursday of the month, where we have guests or kind of hot topics of what's going on that we want to talk about, or some exciting things that we want to cover, not necessarily class. We give away prizes. I'm Taylor. I do our communications here, and Colleen is an account manager. She handles lots of projects as well as a realtor. So she has provided a lot of great content for that roadmap class, as well as, Dawn too, and all your guys' years of experience there.
Good collaborative effort for sure.
Yeah. So be on the lookout for all of those communications going out. Register, and subscribe to YouTube so we can kind of monitor that and give some prizes away today. I am going to just introduce our guests real quick and then have them pop on. Today we are going to be talking about new construction. So this is a topic that, from surveys and just discussions of what's going on in the market, new construction is something that a lot of realtors want to know more information about. Not a lot, small percentage actually have, that's most of their business. So with low inventory right now and buyers being a little bit more open-minded to their options, a lot of realtors are wanting to be more educated on new construction and that process, and honestly what's really going on in the industry. So Lombardo, I've been working with for about probably like 6-7 years now, doing the photo field trips through them. So it just seemed fitting to invite them on to talk about their communities and what's going on in the new construction world, as well as answer some of your questions that you have. So definitely don't be shy if you do have questions, as well as just the process. If you've never done new construction, what that looks like. So Darla and Kristen are going to be covering that today for us. So both Darla and Kristen, they are regional sales managers in the Lombardo and Cranbrook communities. It says right here that they have been working in the new home builds for like 20 years, I think it said, as well as with Lombardo for 10 years. So and what's really nice is both Kristen and Darla have worked directly with the agents and their buyers and from the ground up in building their homes. So they're going to be great point people for you if that's something that you're going to work with a buyer in new construction. If they're just not having any luck and they're wanting this house that you can't find, and they're definitely open to new construction, Darla and Kristen would be potential sales reps for you working in the ground up. So I am going to pop them on real quick. All right. Welcome, Kristen and Darla.
How are you? Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on. We really appreciate it.
Oh, we're super excited.
So I am going to let you take over. I'm going to stop sharing.
Sure.
And then you can pull up the presentation and go through that. We'll have some questions for you, as well as monitoring the questions from the agents coming in. So if you guys want, there's a raise hand button or a Q&A or a chat. I have them all open. So whatever you prefer, go ahead and, don't be shy. Ask your questions to Darla and Kristen.
Sounds great. Okay, so Taylor and Colleen, thanks again for having us. We're so excited to be here. We know it's been a crazy and fun year for everybody, but Darla and I, as Taylor mentioned, we've been working in new home sales for 20 years. Darla and I really have worked together at a couple different builders, so we love what we do. We love working with realtors. This year has really brought us a lot of new and exciting challenges that we've never faced throughout our career, but we're so excited to be here, and thank you all for joining us, and we'll go ahead and get started here. Just a little background on Lombardo Homes. We are actually the largest privately held builder in Michigan. We are family owned. And our headquarters are out in Shelby Township off of like 23 on Van Dyke, but we're located all over Southeast Michigan. We have a division in St. Louis, and we're just really dedicated to providing an amazing customer experience for clients who choose to build with us. Our homes range anywhere from about 1,200 to above 4,500 square feet. We start in the low 200s and go to the mid 700s. So what we really take pride in is being able to offer a product really for any buyer, any age, any stage of their life. We have products that we offer to be able to customize for you. And we just have a lot of really, really cool things that we bring to the table. But I think what we probably take most pride in is just a great customer experience. And on top of that, especially for realtors, I would say that the perception of us out in the realtor community is we're a great builder to work with. We're very easy to work with. And most importantly, we provide you and your client, like I said, an overall great experience. So thanks again for having us.
Yeah. That was something that I heard from Colleen, that's the reputation that she's heard in out in the field, is just the quality of the work and the builds that you guys are putting out there. So you said that there's like a range from low 200s all the way up to 750.
Yes.
And then your headquarters is in Shelby. So when somebody gets started with you guys, what is one thing that maybe the agents would want to do to start with you guys if they've never done new construction before?
Well, I think the first thing that we ask is, come in and meet us or call us, and we'll prepare you in advance and spend some time. All of our sales managers, we have 15 models, obviously here on the map, really encourage open communication with realtors. And, you have a client that this is an option for, you kind of have an idea of their budget, and, what their interests are. Give us a call. If one community may not be the perfect fit, our sales managers on the floor will say, oh, you know what, maybe you should go here. They have this, and you said that this was very important. And, we'll help you find what your clients are looking for. And, and then we can set up a meeting, so make sure that you're informative and that you're looking like a rock star in front of your clients and you know what you're talking about. And then bring them in, and it builds a great relationship. It makes us on the same team, and it's a really positive experience.
Yeah. Wow, you guys are all over.
Yeah. And, to add to that, I would say a lot of times, clients will be looking, on Zillow or realtor.com, and maybe they see an MLS listing that we've posted for a new build. So sometimes we'll see, realtors will tell us that they were kind of looking and they sent the realtor, a link, and maybe that community doesn't work out. So like Darla said, we can kind of network somewhere else, or maybe sometimes you guys are pulling the listings. So a lot of times clients kind of find out about new construction if you don't know about our communities. But if you see one and it's not the right fit, especially with Lombardo, we've got so many options. So that's, I feel like, something that makes us unique too, is we're everywhere in Southeast Michigan.
Yeah.
So the next option that we have that we'll kind of dive into a little bit is we recently started what we call Anywhere Lombardo, which is we offer to build our floor plans that are outside of our communities. This division has just really taken off for us. It's been awesome. Clients love it. And just to kind of give you a little bit of a background is, sometimes clients will come to us, they have a piece of land that they own. Sometimes they come to us and they need help looking for land. And what we can do is we've got all of our floor plans listed online. We talk you through the process, but it's very similar to building in our communities. It's just that we build our floor plans on your lot. Something that also we've really been doing a lot of lately too is we've been partnering with several agents all over who have land listings. So if you have land listings, or you know of maybe some potential clients out there that are looking to sell a lot of land. We have partnered with agents all over. And what we do is we co-market with you. We have an agreement that we do. We'll come put a sign on your home site to kind of help advertise it, to help get your piece of land sold as well. And that's something I think this past year, we probably had over 30 signs in Southeast Michigan. And to date, so far this year, we're at about 35 homes being built outside of our communities. So that is something that most production builders, if you will, don't offer in the area. So what that really means coming from Lombardo is that we're able to really offer building on your home site at really an affordable price that doesn't really get to that custom level, which can be really attractive to a lot of people out there.
Yeah, that's
great.
nice.
Yeah.
Yes. And we get a lot of questions on that. So if you do have questions, we'd love to answer those at the end, but it's a great option for clients, but it's also a wonderful option for you guys who might have land that you're trying to sell for your clients as well on your end.
Do you guys have, like scouted land as well? If somebody didn't want to live in a subdivision, but they want to live on, maybe 5 acres or something like that?
Yes, we have, great realtor relationships all over. So at any given time, we of course always know about, a handful of pieces of land that we know are available. We've got them listed on our website, which is lombardohomes.com. And then at the top, there's actually a tab about building anywhere on your lot. And we do have some pieces of land that we showcase there. But again, when we partner with realtors, that's another way to help get your piece of land sold, is we advertise it on our site as well. But we also have the tools and everything to help clients find land as well if they come to us and they maybe have no clue where to get started. Darla, do you want to jump into the Cranbrook side of things?
Yes. Now, our last division is Cranbrook Custom Homes, and this is really designed for the $1 million+ price range, and that buyer that is total custom. We have 2 stunning models, one east, one west, Oakland Township. I guess I consider that east side. I'm an east sider, so and then no-buy area. And this is our no-buy model, actually, this beautiful picture. But we have an architect on staff where when you go through the custom process with most builders or just just your own property, they charge for plans. We have set plans, or we can do full custom. I think right now we have 5 homes under construction that are over 20,000 square feet and are close to the 5 million range. We build about anywhere between 30 to 40 of these homes. Our average price range is about 1.2 million. And it's a totally different experience. We have things in our homes that are just like, I can't even explain it. Like it's the stone was like shipped over and like some exotic cave, and it's just
very customized.
Really cool.
Yeah.
But that's it's not the majority of our homes, but it definitely is something that we offer, and we have sales managers that work with the clients all through the process. It takes anywhere between, probably closer to 1 to 2 years for these homes to be built, but it's the same way we work with our realtor partners, and, especially if they have that niche client that wants a full custom home. So we have that too.
So how many of would you say, how much of your business is really collaborated with realtors or brought in by realtors?
That's a great question. About 40%. And I would say right now we're probably more about that 45 to 50%, because there's nothing on the resale side. Inventory is so low. A lot of realtors that didn't consider new construction are now realizing that's a great option for them, and their clients. So we love it.
So how would a referral process work, or that partnership, if they have a buyer right now that's just not having any luck, and they wanted after this presentation to really kind of set something up with you guys?
Well, our website is a great source of information. They can go to lombardohomes.com and see where all of our communities are. If they're interested in a certain area, they just kind of click the link and, take you right to their phone number, call. We do, we know clients are always out there looking, and we work hard to protect our realtor relationships. And, if you're working with somebody, we have an online registration process. We just want, you to identify that you're working with them. So if you can come in for the first visit with them, and then if you want to be involved as much or as little, we'll take care of them for you. So it's entirely up to you. And then, it's as simple as that.
Is there any incentives for the realtors when they work with you guys, or to work with you?
Absolutely. Now, one of the drawbacks I think for new construction is that it doesn't close, and right now we're, in our Lombardo, we're at like anywhere between a 9 to 12 month build time, just because it's so busy. And it's hard, realtors, to wait that long to get paid on your sale, and all that work you've done. So we do have this great program that we offer that we will pay your commission up front. So you don't have to wait that entire time. So that's kind of exciting that we offer that too.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And then, Colleen, you said you had a question about the elevations.
Do you guys have like set elevations that you go over with your clients? Do you have a showroom where you are able to pick your different countertops? Tell us a little bit about how that works.
Absolutely. Yep. So I'll go back to this slide here. We have an interactive design studio, which is located in Southfield. It's really a state-of-the-art design studio with all of our selections that you have, but depending on the floor plan that you pick from, all of our elevations, and what an elevation means is just how your home appears from the outside. So when you go to our website and you click on our communities, you can download all of our floor plans. And when you pull it up, it'll have maybe 3 or 4 different images with different names below them. And those are just the different names of the elevations that your clients can choose to help them look on the outside. And depending on what elevation they pick, when they go to our design studio in Southfield, we have all of the brick, the shingles, shutter colors, outside lights, everything that you could possibly imagine together there. And you are able to select all of your options. We actually have, I'll just go to this slide really quick, but we have an interactive online design tool directly on lombardohomes.com. This is something that we love. Clients love it because most of the time before they even come in to see us, they've been on our website, they've played around with our floor plans, and you can actually pick and choose colors directly on our website to kind of get an idea of what your home might look like when you build with us. So clients love that. And then if you come to our design studio in Southfield, you actually get to see all of them in person. We have so many neighborhoods that are closed and completed all throughout Southeast Michigan. And on top of that, we have a gigantic database of photos of homes that we've built. So we have plenty of different images, colors that, clients can look from so they really get a great idea of what their home might look like when it's finished. On top of that, something to point out that I think we really take pride in that really sets us apart is through our design studio, we have an entire team that's just dedicated to the design experience. So what that means is they're always working with all of our vendors and suppliers to get the newest cabinet color offerings, the latest quartz color offerings. Like we have, navy cabinets right now, and just a lot of things that you see really trendy on House and Pinterest. And, all of our clients come in with stuff that they want. And what's really cool when you go with new construction is you can really make their dreams a reality. So especially in this market when there just doesn't seem to be a lot of stuff out there, you're losing out on 5 and 6 offers left and right. It's like you decide to build new, and not only do they get what they want, but it's brand new, it's coming with a warranty, and it's with the latest and greatest options, and you're right on trend. So we really suggest checking out our website. And really our design studio in Southfield, we have what we call open preview. So even if you have a client that maybe is not so sure if they are interested in new construction, or maybe just have a few questions about what might be there, we offer even just potential clients to come to our design studio to sample some of our offerings to see if what we have to offer is something that they would be interested in before they even sign the contract. We also, throughout our communities, if you come to see us at Amato, we have so many homes under construction at any given time, and we absolutely invite realtors and prospective clients to come walk our homes to get a feel for what their home, might look like, or how they can envision using the home and their own space. So, it's interesting because Darla and I, will always say our realtors are such a huge part of our business, and we really value that relationship, but we're always so surprised because we're always in realtor offices doing presentations, and networking is just a huge part of what we do. But there's so many agents out there that maybe are a little nervous to try new construction or just don't really know enough about it. But then I think once realtors start to kind of dabble in and see how easy it is, especially when you work with a great builder, it's such a fun process, and they see how their clients can be so happy. And truth be told, we have several agents that will come back and do 5 and 6 deals with us in a calendar year because they just know how easy it is and how clients they're happy our clients can be in the end.
Yeah.
Darla, do you have anything else that you would add to that, just about the design process and stuff?
You know what? One of I've heard is that some prospective home buyers will say, I can't do new construction. I could never envision what it would look like, and that's just too overwhelming. And they have a lot of objections about going through the process, and even trying to build a home on paper and not really seeing it. Yes, we have models, 15 models throughout, but it may not be the right, home. We offer, I think, 30 different floor plans, so we don't have every floor plan represented. And this floor plan's the right fit, and they are like, I just can't do it because I have to see what I'm going to buy. But I think between the online design tool and our center, our design center, that we really have a way of overcoming those objections. And people that weren't going to consider new construction before, once they go through this and they talk and they learn more, absolutely, we can paint a very good picture of what their home's going to look like for them, and they feel very comfortable moving forward.
Yeah, I could see that, because a lot of people don't really have the whole picture, being able to see it all come together. My husband being one of them. We did our kitchen. I'm like, we're doing this color, and he's just like, I can't see it, but I'm going to trust your judgment. And it was like, matching the whites and things like that. So one wasn't too, it was like, but also just the look and feel, it was, it's definitely hard for probably a lot of people to be able to imagine all these different elements coming together. So
yes. And on the flip side, we offer, part of being such a big innovative builder, we're constantly bringing on new floor plans. And we're always surprised that when we roll out a new floor plan, how many people will buy them just by looking at the blueprints. So if you have a client that's maybe a very detailed, like engineer type personality, our sales team is highly trained on blueprint layouts, cabinet layouts, and things like that. So it's not just the marketing that we expect our clients to make decisions off of. If you wanted to make an appointment to come and meet with our sales managers, they can pull up blueprints. They can go through exact dimensions with you for rooms. So, we're able to answer questions that all buyers have about the process from beginning to end, and just provide just a really great experience if it's something that your client is, willing to consider.
Okay.
I think we touched on this, the upfront commission, which is something, we understand that building takes a little bit of time, and we understand that realtors also have to make a living. So with our upfront commission, we have an in-house lender, home site mortgage, that we refer clients to. And if you use them and your client signs a contract, then we will give your commission upfront before the home is complete, which is, I feel like, a great option as well.
That's nice.
Yes. And Darla, I think we talked about this, but do you kind of want to go through the points on what's the sales process, and if you have somebody that might be interested, what's the best way to go about getting everybody connected?
Well, and I think, the first step is coming in, and we're going to help, your client identify through our discovery process, where we ask them a bunch of questions on how they're going to use their home, even what they don't like about their current home, what's important to them, and really make sure that we're finding best, home and options that suit them best. That's not going to last just for today, but, for the next 10 years or 20 years that they're going to live in this home. We can price it out before they even sign the purchase agreement. They'll know what their costs are going to be. Once we have that finalized, they reserve a home site. It can lock it in for, anywhere between 10 to 14 days while we, make sure we're good on pricing. A lot of people like to preview the design center. They get their mortgage financing, a pre-approval. We do for Lombardo, for most of our homes, we do end loans. So it's great. They don't have to do construction loans where they get close on the mortgage up front and we draw from it. For our Cranberry and our higher end homes, our Tradition series, we do the construction loans, but for, our average subdivision and, community, it's just an end loan and we just need to know you're approved. Then we sign the purchase agreement and we have, you go to our design center to wrap up all that. And we have meetings. We really involve you throughout the process. We want the clients to know all about their home and how it's going to work and, why we build such a great home. We're going to tell them about their engineered I-joists and their engineered subflooring and, our DR Nelson energy seal and what makes their home so efficient and how to use it, and they're going to see behind the walls. So we have these whole series of meetings that happen. And then it's, we give them a closing date. They can start planning and then they move in. So it's pretty seamless and easy. And, we do all we can to set up the expectations up front. It's scary, people are spending the most money that, in their lifetime on this home. And we want to make sure that they feel good and confident and really involved in the process.
So if they get this set price, that, say they're like, we are approved for 350,000. This is the floor plan that we want. And they go to the design center. Is there, obviously there's probably some very high end features that they can choose from. Are they directed to areas that work within their budget, or is that all kind of a blanket where these are your options within these communities or within this price point? Or is it just kind of everything falls under the same price except for maybe your Cranberry homes?
Sorry, Darla, go ahead.
Go ahead, Kristen.
I was just going to say, that's a great question, Taylor. What we will say is we've got different series of homes. So we have what we call a legacy series, a tradition series, a nature series plan. So if your client is interested in reserving with us, from the minute they meet with the sales manager, we have a little zip drive that we can provide all of your clients. We actually have all of the information as well on our website. If you go to lombardohomes.com and click on our design page information, it's what we call the design files, and the links are right on our webpage. So you're able to click up and see the options that are available within the home and in the neighborhood that you're looking at.
Okay.
And if your client sees an option that they really like, and even if they don't go to the design studio yet, our sales managers use a system that has access to pricing. So if they are staying within a budget, we can absolutely get them to a point where they would know what their price would be prior to signing a purchase agreement. Yeah. But on the other side, there are times when customers go to their design studio appointment and maybe end up splurging and spending a little more than they planned. But to answer your question, the way that we have things built up with the processes that we have in place, any buyer should absolutely be able to know the final price before they even sign a contract based on the options that they would like to select for their home.
Okay.
And something to kind of add on to what Darla had mentioned before, I think a lot of times realtors maybe don't consider new construction because they don't really understand the cost. And I just kind of wanted to piggyback on what Darla was saying about the end loan construction. Something that I think really makes, especially Lombardo Homes, attractive to a lot of realtors is that our earnest money deposits are very low. So when it's end loan financing, that essentially means that we as a builder are fronting the entire cost of building the home. So we pay for everything throughout the whole process, and then our mutual clients take over the payment after they close. Up front, the earnest money deposit can be as low as $2,500 up to $15,000, depending on which community that they're building in and which series of plans. But I think that that's a key thing to point out that a lot of agents don't realize, because sometimes they think, new construction requires 20% down. My clients will never be able to afford it. So it's something that they don't even consider straight out the gate. But then when they come see us, they're really pleasantly shocked and surprised at how low it could cost to get a home started with us.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Okay. I think that might have, Darla, did you have anything else that you wanted to add to what
No,
we
I think that was perfect.
about? Yeah, we would love to answer any questions about the build process that anybody has or working with us directly. Does anybody have any questions out there?
I do have just one. So I think the number one thing that I hear from all of my colleagues is, what about the lumber shortage? We're obviously hearing so much about, builders having an increase in their lumber costs. And what does that mean if they've started a home with you? Are they going to be impacted by that? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So with Lombardo Homes, when you sign a contract with us, your base pricing is locked in. On the flip side to what you're saying, Colleen, there is absolutely what's referred to as like a price escalation clause that some builders have in their contracts, which allow them, if materials change or things like that, to change the price. Lombardo Homes does not have that in our contract. So what that means is, when you sign a purchase agreement with us, there is a base price that's always advertised on our website. So when you come in to sign a contract with us, you are locked in at your reserved base price when you choose to leave your earnest money deposit with us. And then your option pricing is locked in when you sign the contract with us. So yes, this past year, absolutely. There have been lots of changes on some of our option pricing over the past year due to labor shortages, material shortages, and all that sort of thing. But if you signed with us and you have a contract with us and your selections appointment has been complete, your pricing is locked in. And that is not something that we do. And on the other side, if you choose to build with us on your lot outside of with Anywhere Lombardo, some other builders, once they get started, if they maybe run into a little bit of adverse site conditions, maybe some bad ground or things have to cost a little bit more to construct on your site, they will tack on those costs. But with Anywhere Lombardo and the process that we have, by the time you close on your construction loan and before we dig, your pricing is locked in. So again, if we're building on your lot and we run into some adverse conditions or something that would cost more, because we have committed to that price, we would not change the price on you building on your lot as well. That is something that I feel like we take a lot of pride in, especially in this market. We've heard a lot of crazy stories out there
Yes.
with other clients dealing with different builders and things like that. And there's a lot of really good builders out in the market. But again, I think coming back to just the experience and the pride that we take in with what we want our customers to have, your pricing is guaranteed once you have all the contract documents signed with us.
And Colleen, like to, also go towards those like lumber shortages and, directly, now it's not really lumber shortages. And I don't know if it was ever a shortage, but more of like a pricing, it was the price escalated and then it stabilized, which it did stabilize. I would say you go to Home Depot and it was, $2 for a 2x4. And then when it got at its peak, it was $7 and now it's $5. It also takes a really long time to hit the streets. And, prices did go up really quick with builders due to those lumber prices increasing, but it wasn't just lumber prices, it was labor prices going up too. So when the lumber prices came down a bit, we didn't reap any benefits because the vendors were all of a sudden charging more for siding or getting even laborers there because, it's all over the news right now that, the labor shortages, and those are real, and those are causing our vendors to increase their pricing a lot. So it's great that the lumber prices did stabilize, but other prices just went crazy.
Well, I love what you guys have done in securing that pricing for clients, making them feel much more comfortable entering into contracts. So, especially in these, uncertain times. So, and then one of my favorite managers and good friend of mine, John Goings, had a question. He said, do you do something unique, such as an old cottage that needs to maybe be torn down and a home built right on that site? How about on the water, such as like the Clay Township area? Will you do everything from tear it down to do the building? So how does that work? So if they've got an old cottage on, a water area and they want that down and a new Lombardo put up, do you handle all of that? Do you do the tear downs and the construction, or how does that go?
Darla, do you want me to take that or do you want to?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yep. So with On Your Lot, yes, we can do anything that it might entail. We recently took down a pole barn. We had somebody who wanted to preserve a pole barn. We do tree clearing. There's plenty of things. When you choose to build with us on your lot, we have a process, what we call a site inquiry. And for $500, your clients could come in. We've got some paperwork that we fill out with some parcel IDs and the address. And we actually have a whole team from our land development area in our main office that within about 2 weeks or so, they'll go out to your site, they'll take a survey, pending soil borings, of course, because those take a little bit longer. We can go out to the site and give you a rough estimate of how much it would cost to develop that lot, including any sort of tear downs if you want, tree clearing, and every On Your Lot deal is so unique. And so we can't, really say one, two are the same, but to answer your question, Colleen, yes, we do everything from tearing down existing buildings to preserving existing buildings. And, when we go through that inquiry process, if we run into things like high water table or something like that, we can give some really good sound advice before a client would purchase a piece of land on whether or not we think, it would be a good site to build on. And most importantly, what you're looking at cost-wise to develop lots. And we have run into scenarios where a couple of surprises have popped up and clients have said, oh my gosh, thank you. Really just for $500, I was able to find out. I'm so glad I didn't close on this land because I would have been stuck with something that I would never be able to build a basement on. So even just that process alone, I think sets us apart from any other builder that's doing On Your Lot as well.
Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
That's where I feel like there'd be a lot of confusion if they've never done new construction. Obviously like a contract and all that kind of stuff's one
Sure.
thing, but all these other elements that go into a lot and what they need to do and where you guys come into place and what the agent needs to communicate to their buyer. Because if they're going to ask these questions to their agent probably before you guys.
Absolutely. Yes. And especially even if you've never dabbled into building on your lot or doing something outside of a community, I can't stress enough that we have a whole team dedicated to do just that. And so many people have been in the industry and know from our land development team have been in it a long time too. And we just have we're very fortunate to have a lot of really highly expertise people that work at Lombardo Homes. So we can say with confidence that from our sales team to our land development, there's no such thing as a silly question when it comes to that. And Darla and I always joke, we're constantly learning every day too, just about unique site conditions out there. So even if you have a customer that just might be considering it, give us a call. Come on in, we'll get you in touch with the sales staff to kind of just tell you about the process. And people, we've got people that it's a great fit for. Sometimes for people it could be a little overwhelming. So we've got something to fit everybody's need, and we are the experts, and we can't stress enough that we're the ones that are here to help. Just bring your clients to us, and we'd love to take it from there and help get all of their questions answered for you guys.
Awesome.
Well, John said, thank you. That was great information and really
Sure.
helpful.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Sure.
So if
Anything
you guys
else?
have any other questions, now's a great time to ask them. And then I just was wondering if you guys have any kind of tips or suggestions, that for people who are actually participating and took the time to be here, that they can kind of get this, little scoop or something that you wish agents knew, that would make the process easier on a buyer as well as you guys.
I can answer first, Darla, and you can chime in. But me personally, we've been doing this for so long that I truly to this day am still surprised at just how many realtors just don't even consider new construction because they're just a little nervous about it, or maybe they've heard a bad story about how another builder cut them out of the deal and they were really discouraged and they're never going to go down that route again. And with us here at Lombardo, we do ask that we know about you prior to the visit because we really believe, if you're the reason why your clients found out about Lombardo Homes, of course, we want you in on the deal and everything else. But we just would love agents to know how easy it is to work with a builder and specifically us, because we've got all the tools that you need from our design studio to our models. And it really can be a seamless, easy process from financing to picking out the selections. And then even after closing, if you need help getting in touch with possibly a landscaper or somebody to help do your deck, we can just be a great one-stop opportunity. And, so many of the realtors that we work with have just been so comfortable with working with us that a lot of times they'll call, they'll get them registered. And a lot of times they will just come to the first visit, and then after that, will let us take it from there. And then they just are so surprised at how easy it is to earn a great commission check and have their clients be so happy. So personally, I just wish that I could spread that message everywhere we go to realtors. So that's the one thing that I would love. And then on top of our low earnest money deposits that I think a lot of realtors don't realize how affordable building a new home could be as well. Darla, what would you add to that?
I think that really says it best. We really value realtors. I mean, you guys bring us 40% of our business, and it is a true partnership for us. So we're on the same team, and it's just, we love working with you. That's, I think, our biggest thing. And we want to be a united front with you and your clients. So I think, understanding that it's a partnership and that, we'd be a great teammate with you would be, my biggest piece of advice. So
your guys' big thing, just this isn't necessarily totally related to realtors, but just out of curiosity, you said something about existing structures already. So if there's already a house that is on the lot, it's already, wells in, septic's great, but they want to do an addition, and then maybe turn around and sell it.
Like
you guys do stuff like that, or is it got to be totally wiped out and built from your models?
Yes. Sorry, Taylor, if I didn't clarify that. We don't do like additions or remodeling. We do the entire home with one of our floor plans. Okay. So sorry if that was confusing. So yes, we would have to either tear down an existing structure or build separately from, what's already there if they wanted to keep it. We do not do additions.
Okay.
Okay. Question. Yes.
One other question that came in, what's the best way to register a client with you? Is it best to give you a call and register, go to your website? What's the easiest and best way? If they just want to hand a client over to you and say, you know what, my client's ready to go, I want to register them with you, what's the process for that?
Sure. So if you go online to, again, lombardohomes.com, if you go through, there's a realtor tab at the top that has our registration. It's a PDF form that you can scan and send in. You can print it off. You can call. But on each community that you go to, there is always the name of the sales manager that works there, their email address, as well as a phone number. So we are closed on Wednesday and Thursdays. So if you can't get a hold of somebody during the week, there's always an email link. So we would just suggest that you print off the registration card, fill out your client's information, have your client sign it, because there is a portion at the bottom that your client has to sign it, as well as the Lombardo Homes sales manager. And if you're busy or you can't make it today, and like Darla said, this happens a lot where the clients are just so anxious and they're ready to go out and take a look on a Saturday, but darn it, you're already booked and you're with another client on the other side of town and there's no way you can get there. Just give us a call. Click on that link for the email address that's right in the community and just say, hey, it's Colleen and I'm not going to be able to come up, but my clients' names are this and that attached as the registration, and we'll be in touch. And so we can do over the phone, we can do email. I know not many people are faxing much these days, but again, like we just say, we would just love to know that you're involved prior to them coming in or on their first visit. So even if you have a client and you can't be there, just say to them, hey, just make sure, you let Darla know once you get to Lombardo that we're working together. I'll follow up with her. I'll let her know. So we can do it over email, on the phone, in the person, whichever way is easiest. We just got to get that card filled out and it's available on our website.
Awesome. That's great.
The other great note too is we do have an online concierge too. So you'll see Sierra's head talking when you go to our website.
Yeah.
Sorry guys.
So yeah.
I was checking our YouTube. It has an autoplay. I always can tell when she's looking to see if someone subscribed for the prize, because you'll hear the little auto video kick in.
Yes, but Darla, I would love for you to talk a little more about Sierra, because she's such a wonderful asset that we have. It's just how she's a real life person that works here.
Yeah, she is. And so if you go on our website and you don't know, there's a lot of information on there, and you can get sometimes a little lost, but her little head will pop up and she'll be, how can I help you? And you are talking to a live person. So she can set up the appointment right there from you as well with the sales manager. She can direct you to the, community map. She can, even answer basic questions about the community. So she's a great resource too. If you just, want to kind of tip your toes in, our online concierge is there to help too.
Awesome.
I'll add in, I know it was just on a little tidbit of our slide, but one of the questions we get a lot is just how long does it take to build? And right now I would tell your clients if they're interested, like right now it's maybe between 10 and 12 months from the day that you physically decide that you're ready to sign the paperwork with us. That changes depending on, different times of year and kind of where we're at sales volume wise. But right now I would say it's roughly about 10 to 12 months if you want to choose to build with us before your home is ready and to move in.
That's amazing. I would have thought it would be much longer. So that's great.
Yes. Now the custom stuff, like Darla said, is because there's so many intricate details that go into a lot of those fancier high-end homes. And those are definitely a little bit longer, but even on your lot outside of our communities, it's about a year-long process. So whether you're looking to be in a neighborhood or looking to do a Lombardo product on your lot, a year, and it seems like a long time when you say it, but I feel like given what we've gone through the last couple of years, sometimes it seems like it can just fly and it happens so quickly. And during that year, like Darla said, we have a very, what we refer to as an open door policy, whereas a lot of other builders don't have that. But what open door policy means to us is we invite you to come along and be involved every step of the way. So if you have family in town and your home is framed and you want to walk them through, or a lot of times we have kids come in and they pick out their bedrooms when it gets to that stage before the drywall happens. So we want you to come and be excited every step of the way. And I feel like that's something our clients love too, is just to see the ground turn into a basement, turn into framing, then all of a sudden the cabinets are here. And it's so exciting, that whole step of the whole process. And we want you guys there as often as you want to be throughout all of it.
That's awesome. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
So do you guys have, because your homes are so beautifully staged every time I go for these photo field trips, do you guys have somebody that you recommend out for, they're like, I want this house, I love the way this is, I mean, not necessarily decorated exactly, but is there somebody that you guys kind of refer out to be able to make their home like a Joanna Gaines experience? You walk in and it's all decorated and everything for you.
Yes, your models are spectacularly staged, I have to say. You walk in and it's just like, where do
I sign?
Yeah. So, we use actually decorating firms that, bring all the pieces together, but, all the, the structural and upgrades and, are generally things that we offer. So we can, design the home to have the structural, and the feel, but it's, those area rugs and those throw pillows and the curtains and the window treatment, that's our decorator. So they pretty much specialize in new construction, but we do have great contacts in the industry, so we can always help them out. In Cranbrook, we actually include an interior designer with your purchase. You get 10 hours. So yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. That's great.
Mm-hmm. And we keep at all of our models, we've got all of our paint selections that we're more than happy to pass out. Sometimes people walk our models and just love the paint colors that we use. So anything that we have access to give out that we know, absolutely, we would love to share. Not a problem at all.
Yeah.
That's helpful for people like Steve, Taylor's husband. He can't quite picture it. Just show me.
Yes. We get that. Yes.
Poor Steve. I'm gonna have to send him cookies after this.
Always got something to throw in about he's my I have to make jokes on his part, a little bit.
Me too, sorry, I keep thinking of things to add in, but even if it's something that you guys are considering, our sales team, it takes about an hour or so, but they meet with clients all the time, even if you're just considering it, to give you a rough price out of what you're looking at, and just because you meet with us doesn't mean you have to leave a deposit or anything like that. We're here to provide information because we understand that you need it to help your clients make a decision regardless. And one thing to kind of like piggyback on that is with everything that happened with COVID, we're doing so much Zoom right now. And just like we're sharing our screen here, we're able to pull up the screen and share our blueprints and share the interactive design tools. So that's another element that we've really brought on this past year too, is we can help give your clients detailed information, even without coming into the office, if they're still a little nervous about meeting face-to-face and in person and things like that. We have so much information to share with them to see if it's even something they want to consider and move forward. They don't have to leave a check to get any of it if they don't want. So there's just a lot of really, really good information out there that you need, and we're here to help give you guys.
That's awesome.
You guys have done such a nice job, and thank you so much for all the great information and just the pictures, and you guys really have just made it so easy. So I love that.
Yes, well, and you'll see here at the bottom, Darla, I keep cutting you off. I'm so sorry. I'm such a professional, but I just wanted to say, like, at the bottom, our phone or our email addresses, and then the LombardoHomes.com is right in there, and we're on Instagram and Facebook and all that kind of good stuff. And reach out. We're always here to help. And Darla, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say. So that's it.
Very cool.
You guys are on the same page.
Yeah, we are. I'll stop sharing my screen. We've been working together for so long that we're just a great team, and I think we feel really fortunate to have each other as well. So. Oh yeah, absolutely.
It definitely helps having somebody to kind of collaborate. I mean, just us too with these mixing it ups. It's nice to have a partner when you're doing stuff like this, for sure. Too.
We're getting a lot of positive feedback from everyone. Thanks, Joe. He said great information. This was so helpful, because I think it is a little intimidating for the average agent to, try. They don't know how to relay enough information to sound helpful in this process. So I think this has been really, really helpful.
And our sales team understands that. So whether you've sold one new construction, 20 or 0, even if you just called our sales team and said, hey, I'm not really sure where to get started, they're here to help too. Like, there's no silly questions. If you've never done it, just call and say, hey, I'm not really sure what to do. Where do we get started? They'll take you through the process. No problem.
That's really cool.
Yeah. I think that's the big takeaway. I hope that,
yes.
I hope that anybody that's on here that hasn't done new construction doesn't feel, too intimidated now. And, you guys have a welcoming presence to you. So.
Yep. And we've recorded this. So anytime you need to go back, if you want to rewatch this at any time, want to grab their contact information, of course, we'll have their contact information as well. But it will be available on our YouTube channel, we're MiRealSource Media, and you can watch all of the other, what are we up to? Like 40 mixing it up now? What is this? What number is this? I've lost control.
I think this one's 28. So we're
28. All right. So not 40, 28. But all of them are recorded there. So if you have a question, you want to find their contact information very quickly, it'll be there, and we'll have it as well.
Yeah.
Lorraine, thank you so much for your nice comment too. I've enjoyed this. This has been a really great informative session. Thank you for all the Q&A. So a lot of people thanking you and really appreciating the great info.
Of course.
All right, sharing that screen. And then maybe you should mention too, if they do have any questions on any of the classes, you can always schedule a one-on-one with an instructor like myself or any of our techs. And you can actually do that right through services in our Facebook page. Those are free. There where you can actually request, a particular trainer if you'd like, or a particular tech person. We will literally walk you through, even if you've just got a couple questions. Maybe you watch the YouTube video classes and you're like, you know what? I don't know, I'm just missing one step, or I just need a little help. My business is kind of in a certain niche and I want to make sure I'm promoting it that way. So you can actually schedule that right through our Facebook page. You just got to pick 3 days out. You can pick the time and date that works best for you. And then we do these still via Zoom. So we'll be able to have a one-on-one conversation. We can walk you through, we can share screens. All right. Well, this has been so great. I learned a lot. I think from all the great feedback we've gotten from everybody who attended. I can't thank you both enough for all the work you put into this and the great presentation you gave today.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. It was awesome. And I learned a lot too. I've never.
Thank you. I mean, we really appreciate the opportunity to help spread the message. So anytime, we love realtors. We can't say that enough. So thank you for the opportunity. We appreciate it.
Absolutely.
And we have been actually thinking about doing a new construction class in early 2022. So I'm going to send out a poll just to see what you guys think, if you've done new construction, just to get an idea where everybody's at and if that's something that you would be interested in. And then if this is a high enough demand class and we do build it, we're actually going to be collaborating with some builders, including Lombardo, with Darla and Kristen, to give you guys some, solid content, as well as you were talking about, you've done some like on-site tours and events and stuff like that we could do maybe an on-site class here and there. So I'm just going to send that poll out and kind of get an idea of that demand there. First, how many new construction deals have you done in your career?
So we want to see those numbers.
60% are 0 to 3. So there's definitely a lot of newbies, and 40% were 4 to 10. So there's only, we ran over, so a few people have jumped off, but that's good that, the content that we covered is pretty good, because it looks like a lot of people haven't necessarily done new construction yet. So,
and we want to see those numbers grow too.
Yes, we want to change that too. We want to get you guys to 10 or 20. So we'll do that.
So, and the more they know, the more, their customers will feel confident too,
Yeah.
So it's a win-win for us. That's for sure.
So if you guys are interested in a class, we will be sending out surveys about stuff going into 2022. So, let us obviously make sure you respond to that. Let us know what that demand is as well. This is just obviously a sample. So we want to, get an idea. And then, we'll be touching base with you guys probably the end of this year, early next year, so we can set something up.
Sounds awesome.
Sounds great.
All right.
Yay.
Well, thank you
again
Darla
for
and
everything.
Kristen. Yeah, this was awesome and very helpful. I appreciate it.
Sure. Thanks again for
you all
having
so
us.
much. Yes.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.